Oh, hey Bob. Welcome, and I'll see you later. The coast, huh? That sounds exciting. Alright. It's called Kero Blaster, but you're not blasting the frogs, you're the frog blasting other things. Which is far more interesting than what the name would sound like. These mole guys remind me of those little hard hat dudes from Mega Man. Oh, hey J-Love. Seems like everybody I know is streaming tonight, so I was like, oh, I might as well get on anyway. Maybe somebody will show up. Oh, I've been wanting to watch yours and Linda's videos, but it's not happened yet. Every time I get on YouTube to check some stuff out, it's like I'll fall asleep in front of the TV and then it'll like randomly play some stuff, which is great because you find the weirdest stuff when you do that. I need to remember to jump. This game is all kinds of funky and I love it. Come on, you're a frog going around shooting things. My sister would like this just because you're a frog. Yeah, and like everybody was at Too Many Games. Everybody's got the Too Many Games videos coming out. I mean, it'll keep me busy for a while. I got on this afternoon. I was going to watch some stuff and like I said, I fell asleep. But I saw some guy, I never heard of him, but he posted a video talking about Count Dante, who was this really weird martial arts dude back like in the 60s. That's been like more or less forgotten other than in martial arts circles. So I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. And I fell asleep and then I woke up and it was showing me videos by this YouTuber who does other videos like that called The Pink Man. I've watched a lot of his content. I think I've watched everything that guy's put out in the past. I was like, wow, this is not what I was expecting to happen. Alright, up we go. I see Dan's been streaming some Genesis games. I gotta check some of that out. I wouldn't think he'd play Genesis. I thought he was strictly a Nintendo guy. Oh crap, not again. Oh boy. You know, the first couple levels didn't have a whole lot of platforming going on. It was pretty straightforward. Now they're cranking it up some. I've been off for the past week. They're changing model years for Harley, so there's no bikes to paint. I don't need maintenance crew either. I've just been chilling out, trying to take it easy since I haven't had a vacation in years. Took Thor out on the kayak yesterday. Might not have been at work, but it's been hectic here. It was fun though when we were out on the kayak. He was the only dog out there, and people were like freaking out, like, "There's a dog on that boat!" Like, this can't be the first time anybody's ever seen that. Oh crap. How did I not see that? Oh, oh no. There we go. This is on PS4. It's been out for a couple of years now. It's one that I've been watching for a while. I picked it up in a sale 2 weeks ago, I think. Cool. It covers, but it doesn't go all the way across the screen. That'd be suicide to go after all that money. I picked this one up, and then some other game I streamed it right after I got it. Can't remember the name. It starts with an M. But it's more of a Metroidvania style. It's kind of funny though, because the game kind of reminded me of something like Bloodborne, and then I thought, well, I might as well just play Bloodborne again. So that's what I've been playing. A lot of other people I watch stream play Bloodborne on here, but I'm so terrible on it. I can't justify trying to stream that. I don't think anybody wants to watch me get killed by a boss like 50 times. I need more hit points. Oops. This is definitely a game I would look into since you're down with the old school. Speaking of old school, I was at Goodwill. Sister's getting married tomorrow, and it's like, I need like a polo shirt or something. And I was looking at pants. I ended up buying a pair of jeans. Yeah, they were new. They had the tags on them yet and everything. That was kind of cool. But it was made by some company called Old School Jeans. It's kind of funny. I was asked to do video for the Rocketeer on NES, and this kind of reminds me of that with the jetpack. That's a good game too. It takes a lot of crap, and a lot of people are always complaining that the jetpack isn't utilized enough, and it's not. But it's still a decent game. Wish I could say that about the Super Nintendo version. I don't think I ever beat the first level of the Super Nintendo Rocketeer. I don't know why I'm killing these guys. They're like no threat to me, but why not, I guess. Oh, that was dumb. So was that. This game's really not that hard, I'm just making it look hard. But are you like a receptionist or security or something? I feel like I want up there. Yeah, there's an extra life up there. It's not worth it. The extra life doesn't do me any good if I die trying to get it. Money. Wouldn't it be great if when you defeated one of your enemies in real life, they just explode into a pile of money? I don't think I can afford anything in the store. Check it out. Me and a buddy had come up with this comic idea where it was like this giant robot thing that was like the only hero left. But the big joke was that it was based on like the idea of an RPG. And we just had drawn up this one little comic for it, where the two heroes are like at the unemployment office, and they're asking what it is they do, and they're like, well, you know, every couple of weeks, aliens invade, and we stop them, and they blow up into experience points and money, but that hasn't been happening, so we need to collect unemployment now. It's like, it just seems like such a ridiculous concept when you say it out loud. I was watching the AVGN today, and they were talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World and how they incorporated that into it. That's one of those movies I just don't know if I like it. Like, it's a fine movie, but it's got this overall, like, depressing atmosphere to it, and it just... I get sad watching it. I don't know what it is. It does not leave me with a happy feeling. I don't need that. Not like something like Wayne's World. It's worth seeing for all the game references, but yeah, it's weird. I love how one of the bands is named Clash at Demon Head, though. Thought I was the only person who ever played that game. It's not one you ever hear anybody talk about. Until the movie came out, now everybody talks about it. I'm a little bit further. I think we need to try and organize a group of YouTubers doing something like Diablo or like the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection or something. Get a bunch of people in on that. That'd be a lot of fun. Not having any luck with these jumps, and this is one of those situations where it's my own fault. Oh man, I didn't think I'd make that. what? Last life, only 2 hit points. This is gonna be a challenge. I'm not Mega Dan. I can't do the no death run. I'm like the multi-death run guy. It's funny, I started uploading a bunch of my videos from when I take of my gameplays for my reviews. I was like, nobody will watch these, but I mean, I got all these DVDs with this stuff recorded on it. Might as well put them up there. And I'm kind of surprised at how many views they've gotten. Like, not many. I think one of them got like 6, though. 6 more than I would have thought. But it's funny when you watch something like my Legend of Illusion one. The video's like an hour long, and the first 20 minutes I make it to the final boss. And then, like, the last 40 minutes are me trying to fight the last boss. Oh, here we go. Oh, another receptionist. Oh man, that tire's just crushing everything. Oh jeez. Oh, I'm glad I got that. That was insane. Alright. Boss fight. I wonder if this is like he's related to Frogger. It's pretty good. It's got a nice sense of humor to it too. Apparently he's like a janitor or something. He's sent into these places to clean them up. I would definitely recommend it. I think it's like $10. I gotta remember to jump these things. Oh boy. That's not gonna end well for me. I love how all the main characters are cats and frogs. Oh, that'll be useful. It might. I wouldn't know. Everybody keeps asking me when I'm going to get a Switch, and probably never. I mean, it looks like a cool system, and it's got a lot of these games on it. I already beat the boss that was down here, but that's one thing I like. I got a game over, but these mini bosses don't respawn. That's kind of nice. I know Xander Scullion told me he likes to take his Switch with him to work, and then if he's got downtime, he'll pull it out and play on that. I've got a little handheld emulator that I use, and then whatever game I'm doing my next review on, I'll play it on that. But the screen is like, it's tiny. It's maybe a 2-inch screen, which is probably about the same as the original Game Boy. But it's an LED, and it's so bright it makes it seem smaller. It's kind of a pain in the butt to look at. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit, on a busy night, I still have maybe 3 hours of downtime. I try to find stuff to do, because, I mean, they're paying me, but if I go too far above and beyond, then they're going to expect me to do this extra stuff all the time. They ain't going to give me a raise for it, they'll just give me more stuff to do. Oh, I should have been able to dodge that. Tell you what, every time I've died in this game, it didn't feel cheap. That is always a plus. Oh, I should have waited. Finally started trying that Sonic Mania. It was one of the free games. PlayStation Plus last month, I think it was. Oh, that was kind of a waste. And it's pretty cool, but I really hate the chemical plant zone. I hated it back in the day, and I don't like it in this game either, so... Man, that game's got one hell of a soundtrack. Something you can always count on from a Sonic title. I could have just skipped this guy. Keep forgetting I acquired that double jump. Tried streaming Bad Dudes the other night. I thought that'd be a fun one to do for 4th of July. And don't know what's going on. I think maybe the capture card itself was broken. But I can't seem to stream my old consoles anymore. And, like, everything else was working, and it just wasn't picking up the gameplay. Spent like an hour trying to fix it. I almost broke my computer in the process. With all the changes that was being made to it. And that computer's old. So tonight I figured I'd get on and Just go from the PS4, or the PS4. These bubbles don't do a whole lot of damage, but I love the way they scatter and bounce around. Just wish this guy had a run button. Oh, that was close. Oh no. Hopefully I can jump up there from here. Yeah, that worked to my advantage. Oh wow, that's instant death. That sucks. Alright, let's try that again. Don't get run over. That's why I say he's got to be related to Frogger. Doesn't like to get run over by cars. I don't know anybody that does. Maybe somebody trying to commit insurance fraud. That mission on Saints Row. I get really tense when there's easy patterns like this, because you get too relaxed, then you mess it up like that. Oh, that's not the correct way to handle that. What if I can use those bubbles on it? Oh, it's working. Until that happens. Oh man, the dog just He's walking up behind me and I feel him rubbing up against my back. Oh, well, that sucked. I didn't know we could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna give it one more shot. Tell my sister she needs to pick this up just because she's obsessed with frogs. She's got like frog everything in her house. My mom had a bunch of cow stuff, and it all started because she saw like this one ceramic cow that had this stupid looking face and she thought it was funny, and so she bought it, and then people thought she liked cow stuff, so like birthdays and Christmas they'd get her cow related stuff. So of course I have all that cow stuff now. It's in a box somewhere in my storage unit. Yeah, that's probably why I play so many old school games. The 2D platformer is like gaming perfection. But some stuff works better in 3D, like I love most of the modern racing games. I was actually debating throwing in Burnout Paradise Remastered tonight. And I was like, no, I gotta play some of this. I love how quirky they always make these games. It almost reminds me of that Kero game from Japan I played at one time. Except way easier. I wish I could remember the name of the company that put this out though, because I played 2 of their games now and they've both been pretty solid. That other one I got is a lot of fun, but it gets crazy hard. But it's got that cool gothic atmosphere that I like to it, so. I was saying earlier, since I've been playing Bloodborne so much, that I'm not even sure if I like the game, or if it's just because of the atmosphere it has. I kind of like that this guy, as long as you're shooting, he stays facing that direction, and you just gotta stop shooting to change directions. It's kind of a nice touch. Not this time. I got smart. Like skipping the Grim Reaper in Castlevania 2. Really can't go wrong with a platformer. I played this weird one when I was in Japan, okay? It was called Stretch Panic. And like you had this scarf that was this huge hand that would like pull on things and stretch them, so you could like stretch out the scenery to use it to like fling yourself across platforms. And then the weird thing was, it was like the reverse of most platformers, where most of the game was boss fights, and then occasionally you'd have like a platforming level. That was a cool game. I think Stretch Panic might have come out in the US, but it's not one of those titles you hear anybody ever talk about. Probably because it was a very Japanese style game. Did you ever get a chance to try that that Tom Sawyer game? I actually was playing that on my little emulator the one night at work. It's a lot harder than I remembered it. It's one of those games I know I beat as a kid, but I don't think I could do it now. I always like that level where you're on the raft, though. It's an easy game to be terrible at. So there's a title I've been wanting to pick up for a while now, and I keep watching it on eBay. It's called Konami YY World. There were two of them. The first one seems a little bit more interesting, but it's a bunch of characters from different Konami games in like one game. And I just find it interesting because of all the license they had back in the 80s. So it's like, among your heroes are Simon Belmont, King Kong from the King Kong Lives game, and then Mikey from the Goonies games is in it. And just the fact that there exists a game with those three guys as your playable characters, like, I gotta pick this up. The Smurfs game on the Master System, there's some stages that remind me of that Tom Sawyer game. Like there's one where you're like riding on a log. And they're like going down a river on a log. It's kind of a neat idea. That game was a lot of fun, and it's kind of funny that the first time I played it, I beat it like no problem. And every time I've played it since, I've not been able to beat it. Like, I get to the swamp stage, and I just cannot beat the swamp for some reason. It's got weird controls. Like, if you press the run button while you're jumping, you'll, like, suddenly jump really far, really fast. I think it's a glitch, but it makes certain parts of the game way easier. Weapon is strong against cold element enemies and cancels enemy jet projectiles. Let's try this out. Oh yeah, there we go. Can't go wrong with a game that has a flamethrower. What? Yeah, that's my reaction when I booted up this game for the first time. Wow, I beat it and I still get sent to the hospital? That's bullshit, man. He looks unharmed, at least. Looks like the transporter went haywire because of those black things. Black things. Yeah, man, that's racist. No, I'm just kidding. When the cat's black, so we can say that. I'm sure you spotted them around, but they are basically negative... like Gadia? Yeah, no, really, what is that? You would call them pieces of your past that have been cast off. You're going to have to do something about these things. I looked into it, and these things are coming from the broken server on Hakichi Plateau. If we manage to fix the server, then maybe we can eradicate these pests. But isn't the transporter device broken? We can send them to the base of the plateau by just connecting manually. See, they need Chief O'Brien from Star Trek, because he was the transporter guy. He'll fix that shit real fast. Oh cool, I got a jacket. This item will absorb one attack, plus it's warm and quite dapper. It is, he needs a top hat now. Once the server is back online, we'll call you. Pretty sure there's still a phone there. Isn't that weird pet of the president's another of those black things we're talking about? Oh, what if the president's the main boss? What are we going to do about that? We're just going to have to take care of that one ourselves. It would mean less headaches for us, and we might even get less overtime. Kichi Plateau. Oh, right, a nice level. Oh, that's cool. Like, no pun intended. Ooh, can this... No, that would have been awesome. Ever pick up the Disney Afternoon collection? It had like Rescue Rangers 1 and 2 and the DuckTales games and all that. That's a good set. It's another one I've been looking at playing again. And it's funny because it's like, I bought so many copies of DuckTales over the years. And then I bought the remastered version, and I had that on both this and the Wii U when I had that. DuckTales 2 is one of the few NES games, like, I had it. Oh, that's not on the Switch yet? That surprises me. And DuckTales 2 I had on NES. I picked it up years ago for like $50. That must have been like 2006. Yeah, DuckTales is great. That's one of the things I've been doing this week is, they've been marathoning the new DuckTales on the Disney Channel. So I've been watching that while I'm on vacation. And that's, like, really good. Like surprisingly good how it is. I've seen most of the first season, I think, at this point. Whenever I get the chance to watch it. They actually had yeah, the original's better. I don't know what it is about DuckTales 2, but that was one I picked it up, and it's like it's more of the same, and they made a few little changes, which was kind of neat, but it just wasn't as good. And so I traded it to I traded him that and Mega Man 6. First, like, my first probably 10 Master System games. He traded me like 10 Master System games for that. And, I was like, I'll just rebuy them later. Well, Mega Man 6 was no problem. That's pretty much been the same price. I didn't realize how much, DuckTales 2 had gone up. And I was like, well, it's not worth the price that it goes for now. And, but then they came out with that collection, so I got it on that. Oh, you're coming to the Midwest one next year? That's awesome. I've been trying to save up some money so maybe I can spend a little more, but it's not been working. Every time I fix something on my truck, something else breaks. But if I can just at least go again and see some people like you and Dan, and hopefully Captain Algebra will come again, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've never gone to a convention like that. I got friends who go to like the anime ones. And something I discovered real quickly, especially after I got back from Japan, was that as much as I like anime, I can't stand anime fans. As ridiculous as that probably sounds. It's like I couldn't go to one of those conventions. I was at this comic store and there were like a bunch of these teenagers and they're like trying to speak in Japanese. Like, so this is right after I got back from Japan, and their Japanese was so bad and it was just so cringeworthy. Nice. I'm gonna die soon, but that was still nice. Kinda dig the music in this level. It's all peaceful and relaxing. So I'm this weird guy. I actually generally like water levels in games. I know most people seem to hate them. I've always thought they were kind of neat. Never liked ice levels though. But the Sonic water levels are just awful. I hate them. And like every Sonic game has one. And they're unfair in how they're done. And it's like, why do you keep adding these levels that nobody wants to play? That make most people seem to hate the games. I tell you what though, that one in the first Donkey Kong Country, that was pretty cool. I would get the soundtrack to this. I thought I destroyed that. It's kind of funny though, when we were at the convention this last year, a lot of the stuff I saw that Dan was like, oh yeah, I'd like to pick that up, but I can't afford that. I was like, dude, they had this at the store by my house, like, for half that price. It's like, I need to organize an event where I get a bunch of guys from YouTube together and we all go to Freak Toys. I think it's funny when I go over there and I buy up t-shirts to send to people from YouTube. They're like, yeah, just keep doing that, get our name out there. And I've heard the one here is actually pretty overpriced compared to a lot of them. What got me were the number of, like, supposedly uber rare games that I saw. Like, everybody had like 2 or 3 copies of like Panic Restaurant, which is one of the few overpriced ones I wouldn't mind getting. Or like I saw so many Bubble Bobble 2s. One of the stores in Milwaukee got that in. I was down there one day and they got it in like the next day, and I didn't know about it. I saw it on their Facebook page like a week later, and some guy who's all like, I'm gonna be the one guy in Milwaukee with a complete NES collection, he came in and bought it. And I was like, you know, it might be bragging, but with my Bubble Bobble tattoo, I feel like I'm owed that game. That was another one I was looked into. I was like, used to be like $200. I was like, that's not bad. I'll have to pick that up sometime. Not anymore. Be lucky to find it for 200. I still can't believe I found that Mickey Mouse game that usually goes for 600 or more, and I got it for 100 flat. And even that, I should never have bought that, but I couldn't pass on that. No, I think we're gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna take the dog outside. Ugh. Well, thanks for stopping by, J-Love. I tried to talk your ear off, but it didn't work so well. Can't wait for your next reaction. I think I'm gonna go watch your last couple of videos once I get off here, after I get the dog outside. So have a good night. Have fun at work. Don't party too hard.